Hola YouTube, it's your girl Revi Rose back at it again with something special for you guys. So this is one of my first how-tos. This is a dipping powder method for a French ombre look. So I'm going to show you the materials I'm using here. Here's my little workspace. I am by no means a nail designer or a real nail tech in real life. I just really enjoy doing it, and I wanted to find ways to possibly save money and save you guys money. So I will be using the Dip Well palette or Dip Well kit to do this dipping powder acrylic tip kit. I have the unboxing of the materials I'm using in a different video, so subscribe and check that out if you want to learn more about that. So yeah, here's the flyer, what that looks like. Dip Well acrylic dipping system. So all dipping powders are an acrylic system. If you did not know, it's just a more healthier way to do it without using any harsh chemicals. So these are the four dipping adhesives that I'll be using. Again, I did a video on this already, so please check out my channel. I'll be posting videos every Friday for you guys on new tips, beauty tips, nail tips. I'll throw some different types of art things I'm into, and also some food, since I like to eat. So you guys are going to learn a whole lot about Revi. Just jump on and join in my diary. So those are the four dipping adhesives I'll be using. I need a clean dipping brush, as you can see. It's just some random makeup brush I use. Some nail glue to attach a tip, because I will be adding a tip. Here are just some tips that I've decided to use. They're all coded by number, so they're the right size. And this is some cuticle oil. I'm not even sure where I got that from, but it's very handy with a brush, so I recommend. So I will be doing again, ombre French tip look. So I need the base and finish look, the sheer pink, and as well as the French white powders. Again, all of this comes into the kit if you want to know more about the kit. Oh, and that's my little brush. I got it off Amazon. I absolutely love it. It's cute. But yeah, if you guys want to know more about it, check out my last video. And there's a cuticle pusher. So you'll need one of those to push back that dead skin cells, what we usually clip off at the nail salon, that kind of lifts your nails at the end. So I'll show you guys how to do that. I kind of already started with pre-shined nails. You definitely want to use a nail drill. I have one here. Again, I got that off Amazon. It came with these different nail additives, I guess you would say, to add on to use the drill, and those are some nail clippers to clip the nail the way I'd like. Here are some files that came with the Dipping Well palette, as well as one I've got from Sally's Beauty Supply. So you'll need plenty of files and buffers to shape the nail the way you want. So I got some that were pretty hard, because again, the acrylic will dry, and you want something that's definitely going to file low. So if you guys don't have a drill, you can do this with just your file, but I recommend getting a drill if you guys can, because it definitely helps out. So again, these are the materials I'll be using to do this look today. I started already with a already pre-buffed nail. Again, you want to use the nail drill or a file to take the natural shine off first and foremost, or the nail tip will not stick. So I chose a nail tip. I measured it to see which one would actually fit across the entire nail. And then I'm going to just add that with some nail glue, as you see right there. Just a little bit. You don't need a whole lot. Just about a dot or so. And then I'm going to press that onto the nail as firmly as possible. You don't want to lift when you are pressing. You want to lift all the way flat down. Otherwise, your nail is going to lift when it freezes in place with the dipping powder. And you don't want to lift a nail so it looks fake. You want it to blend as natural as possible. So press down and hard. Kind of hold that for like 2 or 3 seconds there. And then I kind of like, fanned it, just kind of move it a little bit, make sure that it's on. I also do a very thin line of glue right over where the natural nail meets the tip, just so that I can ensure that it is on and we ready to go. All right. All right, so next I'm just filing. Again, I've already cut using my nail clippers I showed you earlier, clipping them into the desired size I'd like and length. And now I'm just kind of filing it so that it's in the shape that I want. I did like a slight short coffin cut look. If you guys would like to know how I did this, how I shaped my nails and buffed them, I will drop a video to kind of help you guys out with that. Just comment and like it and let me know. So yeah, you want to shape it up as close as possible to the nail so that it's all desired, because again, when you do dip it, it will freeze in place. It's dipping time. So I'm going to show you guys how we really do this. It's really nothing to it. So here's step one. We're going to use the bonder. Again, they're all labeled, so that helps you out so you don't have to remember. The bonder just goes on the natural part of the nail. So I'm putting that on the base, not necessarily the tip. That's going to help the powder adhere to the natural part. So just want to make sure that's fully covered as much as possible. And then we'll be set to go. Give it like a second. You want to do this kind of pretty quickly. You don't want to just wait forever for it to dry. Again, this is to help the nail stick, or excuse me, the powder stick. So I'm going to take my finish and base. It is the clear powder. This is typically what you're going to put on if you want a clear look, or typically like your first top coat of powder before you start adding color, just to get a smooth finish there. So I'm pushing my cuticles back just to make sure they're not sticking out. Again, if you do keep that dead skin there, you can possibly have nail lift when your nails start growing out. So you don't want that, because then you'll start doing your hair and then it's going to get snaggy and yeah, yuck. So push those cuticle backs, girls. So I'm just kind of stirring it up. I want to break out any lumps or clumps that we could have in the powder so that we can get a smooth application. Dip that off. And I'm kind of moving kind of slow, but like I said, you want to kind of move quickly so that the base does not dry. All right, step 2. We're actually going to dip. This is the fun part. So I'm going to put on some of that base. We've already put the bonder on. That was step 1, but the base goes on top. And then going back to that base finish powder, you want to put it at a 45-degree angle. Let the powder slide on your finger, and then take it on out and tap, tap, tap. This is the key to dipping powder, is tapping. Ladies, you do not want to shake because then the powder will not stay on evenly. So tap, 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 tap. And then we're going back in with our second step, base, and covering the entire nail. So the first time I did about 45, I'd say, well, 50% of the nails, like mostly the base part, and the line that connects the tip. And then the second time I did the entire nail. So again, you're just kind of securing everything in place. So from the point of the nail glue to the point of the first strip of base powder, you want to just kind of make sure every piece is attaching. And then once you get to this step, everything should be fully in place. So we're done with the top part. Now we're moving on to actual color. This is the fun part, so pay close attention. So we have the clear powder already on the nail. This is where we get to add some color. So as you already can tell, what actually makes the powder stick onto the nail is the step 2. So this is the longest step, the base parting. So I'm going back in and stirring out any clumps once again for both the pink and white. This is a sheer pink. This is not a colored tint pink. So, you know, you can use this multiple times, which is really awesome. And they gave me quite a bit, so that's nice. I'll be doing this quite a bit to save some cash, you feel me? All right. So going back in with the base. Again, this is step 2, the longest step process of the dipping powder application. And I'm going to cover the entire nail with this. So starting from the back, and you want to make sure you get all the way in the back, because wherever the base is touching is where the powder is going to stick. So I'm covering that. I kept moving out of the camera, so I'm sorry, guys. I will get better at this over time, so please be patient with me. All right, so now you want to take your clean makeup brush and you want to dip it in the French white, and focusing on the tip, you just want to lightly tap and let the dipping powder fall. This is going to give the ombre look, so you're not just dipping it straight in and going to get a curved smile line. You're going to kind of see that ombre effect if you're using this method. So just tap, again, focusing on the tip, because you want that to be the whitest part of the nail. Try to cover all sides. This is my first time doing it, so it was kind of hard trying to cover everything. First, doing your own nails can be hard, but you know. So then you want to take the pink and do the same. Again, tap. You don't want to brush or wipe, because again, you will get that line. So you want to tap, let all the powder kind of fall. It's almost like doing a glitter project. Then you're just going to lightly brush everything. Again, wherever the powder originally touches is where it's going to stick. Once you brush that off, the pink and white don't cover over each other, so you don't have to worry about that. So then I want to go back in a second time. It's almost like doing a second coat. And I love doing dipping powder. It's so fun. You don't have to worry about paint getting everywhere. You know, you just blow the powder off. It's pretty easy. So I think this is kind of like the new wave of nail polish. So I'm really psyched about doing more. So going back in with the white, tap. And then I kind of just, wipe it off, make sure I'm not mixing it in with the pink, and just kind of scoop and let that fall. Don't be afraid of doing too much or too little, because again, wherever the powder initially touches is where it's going to stick. Everything else is kind of excess, so you'll swipe that off, and that's where you'll reveal your pretty look. Also, you want to be careful about not overdoing this too many times. You can do a third coat if you'd like, but you don't want it to be too bulky. Again, doesn't really matter how it looks right now, because you are going to go back in and do some more filing. All right, so step 3. This is called the activator. I said activator section in my other video of the unboxing of the Dipwell kit, and I don't even know what I meant by that, but activation. So what this does actually activates the powder, gets it to adhere to the nail, and actually start working on hardening. So this part takes about 2 minutes to dry, so I'm kind of fanning, trying to let that give it a second. So I like to clean up, just kind of make sure that we're all clean as we're doing this process, because it can get a little messy. So I'm just going to take some nail polish remover on a cotton ball. I'm just going to wipe off the step 2 rim of the bottle. This was actually recommended by the Dipwell company using this product to avoid it closing. This step and step 4 can get kind of sticky. So I recommend doing this every application. So that's what I'm going to do. I hate trying to open up an old bottle of nail polish. You just know. So I'm just going to take the brush from the number 2 base, and I'm going to stick it into this brush cleaner and softener. So they give you this awesome brush cleaner and softener. You just dip it in there and wipe it off, and it makes your brushes look like brand new. So I'm super psyched about this. I'm definitely going to use it for other nail polish brushes that I have. But I think it's very useful. Again, you just want to keep it clean and tidy so that you don't have a hard time getting into your products later. All right, so it's filing time. So now that I had some time to dry, we're going to go in with the nail drill here and kind of shape that to my desired shape and kind of thickness. So you can go in as thin or thick as you like. I'll be honest, it is definitely a little bit more difficult to do this on your own. It's going to take some practice, but I think this is a well worth it investment if you like getting your nails done like I do every 2 weeks. And just sometimes you got other things to pay for, so you just, can't do that right now. So I normally spend like $75 getting my nails and toes done. So I try to do things at home to try to, save some costs. And, I like to learn and be creative. So, all right, all that filing's done. I take my little nail kabuki brush and brush off some of that excess. Get my buffer. Again, I will post a video to show you guys how I actually file and shape my nails. If you are interested, let me know, and I'll hook y'all up with some tips. I got all the tips. All right, so now we're at step 4. This is the best step after all the filing is done. I go and wash my hands with some soap and water, and then I come back to a clean nail and put on the sealer. So this is step 4, which is the sealer. This gives us that nice diamond shine that we've been waiting for. So I just kind of put that on. Make sure you put on 2 coats. You want to make sure that this stays super, super shiny. So when it's time to take these off, they're super easy. I'll do a video on taking these off if you guys are interested on how I do that. But real easy. The first thing you want to do is take a nail file or a drill and just take off this sealer. That's what the sealer is. It's a protectant. So the acetone will not eat through the nail or will not eat through the dipping powder if you do not break the seal. So super strong. It's the best thing about having your nails done at the end of the day. But just keep that in mind if you want to do that. All right, guys, so that's about it. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up. Please, please, please subscribe. I will be putting more videos on Friday if you guys are interested. I think our next video is going to be on makeup, so stay tuned. We'll have some wine talks and some other fun stuff. So I also just want to let you guys know again that I did use the Dipwell acrylic dipping system, and this was not sponsored. So